The Horn Frog Podcast. Let's talk sports with Coach Dub. The Horn Frog Podcast. Good evening, gentlemen. This is Coach Dub coming to you live from downtown Fort Worth with your Horn Frog Podcast. This episode of your Horn Frog Podcast is brought to you proudly by 1835 Bourbon. 1835 Bourbon, Texan made, Texan proud. 1835 Bourbon. Come and take it. This is your Week 4 Horn Frog Podcast, bringing to you your offensive and defensive players of the week. And we're going to start in the ACC. Your offensive player of the week is Oregon quarterback Devon Habanero Peppers. He went 14 of 16 for 87%. He had 256 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns, and Georgia State was watered down the Ducks' back as they glide to a 42-10 victory. Jumping over now, your defensive player of the week is going to be Virginia Tech defensive tackle Corbin McCaffrey, nephew of future NFL Hall of Famer Christian McCaffrey. He sets the tone for the Hokies up front with 10 tackles, 5 tackles for loss and 3 sacks as Virginia Tech stuns Boise State at home with a thrilling 37-34 overtime victory. And your ouch performance of the week goes to Virginia Tech quarterback Floyd the Gunslinger Silver, even though he had a huge game versus Boise and helped propel the Hokies to a win. With 398 passing yards and 5 passing touchdowns, his 4 interceptions on the day get him the ouch performance of the week for the ACC. Moving over to the Big Ten, your offensive player of the week is Florida quarterback Wayne Aquino. He went 14 and 24 for 58%, had 242 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns, as the Scarlet Knights armor wasn't enough to stop the Gators' chomp, and Florida crushes Rutgers 45-7. Your defensive player of the week for the Big Ten is going to be USC linebacker Eric Rivera. He had 6 tackles and 5 tackles for loss and 2 sacks, with his last sack sealing the game for the Trojans, who survived a scare at home against Louisiana Monroe 37-33. And your Big Ten ouch performance of the week is going to go to USC quarterback Rick Daniels, who only completed 68% of his passes for 226 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. But his 2 interceptions almost cost the Trojans the game. Now we're going to move over to the SEC. Your offensive player of the week for Week 4 is LSU wide receiver Montrell T.D. Higgins. He had 8 receptions, 308 receiving yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. Single-handedly propelled the Tigers to victory over their FCS opponent, 59-35, as LSU's defense was stunned repeatedly on the day. Now for your SEC defensive player of the week goes to LSU linebacker Shaquem Ibikedik. Hard name to say, folks, who played like a man possessed, recording 11 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1.5 sacks. And now, for your SEC ouch performance of the week. That goes to LSU running back Robert Haywood, who was a preseason all-conference selection. He struggles again with 13 carries for 51 yards and a disappointing 3.9 average. Now we're going to look over to the Big 12. The Week 4 games were rescheduled for Army-Navy week as a flu outbreak or possibly COVID ravaged teams this week, leaving them without enough players to field a team. Our sources inside ESPN are saying it all started at sorority parties held all last week across Big 12 campuses. Huge coincidence or malicious intent, we may never know. And that is your Week 4 Horn Frog Podcast. This is Coach Dub signing off from Fort Worth.